Hello, ladies, and welcome to the Hotline Bling video blog post. Weekly, I'm going to be doing this, sharing some ideas, answering your questions in the forum, and just creating a conversation around relationships, anything that you're struggling with, and kind of a mindfulness in terms of your daily life as a woman, as a girl in this society that we live in. So today I wanted to talk about electricity. And this is kind of one of the core components of the Lightning Foundation. So that's why you're here, is because you are drawn to this kind of electricity, this kind of mystifying and firework sensation in your life, wherever you're kind of feeling it. This can be in a hobby that you have, this can be with your friends, with someone that you have a crush on, this can be in any aspect of your life. But we all have something that sparks us. We all have, and maybe you have multiple things, but we all have those certain things that just light us up, that create fireworks in our head. We feel it in our heart and our belly, and sometimes we get goosebumps. And to me, I just see these colors just filling my body. And so what I like to focus on is finding those things that create that electricity in me, whatever it is, and then finding them and doing more of them, right? Focusing on how I can spend more time kind of feeding that electric spark. So why would I want to do that? Well, one, it feels really good to have fireworks going off on the inside of my body, doing the things that I love, being with the people that I love, being around things that kind of feed my curiosity and just light me up. One, it feels good. Two, I know that it's really good for me because it allows me to grow and it allows me to interact with these things that I love, and I ask questions and I learn things. When we are interested and enthusiastic about something, we absorb so much more of it. So if you have something that really lights you up, go do it. But I also want to talk about kind of more of the sensation of being lit up, the sensation of electricity, what that feels like, because a lot of us have grown up with a lot of technology, a lot of stimulation everywhere around us. And so it's kind of contradictory, but because we have so much physical electricity around us all the time, lights being turned on, refrigerators and AC units running, and electric lines strung up all around us. If you live in a city, you are constantly being surrounded by noise that is made from electricity. So the more electricity, physical electricity there is around us, the harder it is sometimes to tap into that internal electricity, that kind of internal fire and stimulation that is created by sensations, physical sensations. So how do we do this? What do we do about this? Because we're constantly surrounded by it. If you live in a city, you know it's hard to find a quiet space. If you live out in the country, maybe it's easier, but maybe you have a harder time stimulating yourself. So what do? Well, we find the things that we really love and we do them, or just we find something that we're drawn to. Find something that you want to ask a question about. That's a big thing for me, is what am I curious about? If there's any bit of curiosity, follow it, and there will be something down that path that lights you up, that creates that electric spark on the inside of your body. Now back to the sensation. What does that feel like? Sometimes it's like butterflies in your stomach. Sometimes your heart gets kind of fluttery. I tend to sweat a lot. So when I start sweating sometimes, talking about something that I love or having a conversation with someone who's just really fascinating, I start sweating. So I kind of know that that's my little electricity that's going off. When you get ideas, kind of when you start thinking and planning and organizing in your head, that's electricity. That's internal electricity. And that is where the spark is. So we need to follow that. When you start to feel all this movement on the inside of your body and you get inspired and you feel, sometimes to me, it feels like I just want to start running forward. I don't know where I'm going, but I just want to start running. And that's that kind of electricity. Sometimes I get it from reading poetry, from sitting out in nature. Sometimes I even get it when I'm on Instagram and finding photos that I really like. So whatever it is, but maybe drawing away from external electricity and drawing a little bit more towards kind of quieter activities that you can reflect on what's happening on the inside of your body. For me, I found that to be really useful and the most productive in kind of channeling my electricity into something that I really enjoy and into something that I can create more of that electricity. So I just want to finish this with this one quote that has just been really stirring me up lately. And it is this poem by Maya Angelou, and it's titled The Human Family. And it's this gorgeous poem. I'm not going to recite the whole thing. I don't know it. But there's this one line at the end that is repeated 3 times. And I hear it and I just get chills. And I don't know exactly why I want to run forward. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do when I start running forward, what I'm going to do with that electricity, but I know that it feeds me. And so I'm going to hold on to it. And the last line of this poem, again, it's stated 3 times, and she says, "We are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. We are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike." Ooh, I just get chills all over my body because what she's doing is talking about the human family. And I am personally fascinated by relationships, how we can connect with people, how we can find similarities rather than focusing on our differences. So that's one thing that gets me going. But if you have something that gets you going and that lights you up, that makes you just want to start running and makes your heart race a little bit, maybe you get a little sweaty, that is your electricity. That is your spark. So follow it, do something with it, whether it's make a video, whether it's, write a poem yourself, make a piece of artwork. Maybe you just have a conversation with someone and tell them about this excitement that you have, whatever it is. So I challenge you to find that spark and to follow it and see where it leads. If you have any questions, if you want to share, please comment below this video. You can also contact us on the forum and you can ask us any questions that you have. Maybe you have an issue with a friend right now. Maybe you are struggling at school or at home, or you just looking for a little bit of support, a little bit of anonymous advice, and we are here to support you. So go ahead and send your questions in. Go ahead and find that spark, find that moment where your heart is beating, you're sweating just a little, and you want to run out and do something about it. And you will be following your own path to authenticity the more and more you follow that spark of electricity. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week.